welcome back. My name is Blair Hampton, and this is It's a Book, my YouTube channel where I discuss all things reading, writing, love of the craft, and my journey to becoming a self-published author. Come out wherever you are and meet the young lady who fell from the stars. Hi, welcome back to It's a Book, my YouTube series where I talk about all things reading, writing, and love of the craft. This is episode number 30, entitled Follow the Yellow Brick Road, or A Lesson on Reading. All stories have a beginning, middle, and an end. Today, I'll take you on a special journey and provide you with a handy guide for you to use to navigate the crazy world of my storytelling. For those of you who don't know, I am a self-published author from the South Bronx. I have a wildly active imagination and have created stories in my head from the time I was able to string words together and form sentences. When I was in first grade, I took my first creative writing class and learned how to transform the visions I had in my head into words on paper. I fell in love with the craft, and at the age of 6, I decided I would become an author. Everything I've done, from schools to jobs, relationships, has enriched my storytelling and informed the topics I wish to explore. I started my YouTube channel to give you a glimpse into my creative process. Growing up, I was an avid reader and still am. I love television programs that allow me to watch stories unfold on screen. I am fascinated by character development and dialogue in every genre. From mystery to romance and everything in between, I study how great writers make characters come alive in my mind. When I read a really good book, the words become graphic images. The best books are so compelling they incite a myriad of emotions like hope, sadness, and anger. For the duration of the book, I become engulfed in a life that is very different from my own. It is my hope that my stories will make you, my very dear reader, enjoy a similar escape. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Sesame Street, and Reading Rainbow. Some of the best educational programs ever produced. I am inspired by the ability of these shows to reach millions of children across a variety of economic and ethnic backgrounds. With It's a Book, I hope to provide a similar experience for adults. I write books for children because I know their little minds can grasp concepts that elude the sophisticated minds of adults. I write for kids, but I want to build a roadmap for adults to follow my unique brand of storytelling, and as we all know, the best fantasy novels are the ones that come with cartography to help further engross you in the story. This series is a map from my stories, dear reader. Currently, I am editing the sequel to In Search of Shadows and trying to save the world. It's falling apart and I'd be remiss if I didn't do something about it. But despite all of that, I will always find time to tell you a story. She fell from the sky, she fell very far, and the Bronx, she says, is the name of the star. One thing you may have noticed about me, I love allegory. Sometimes the words on the pages of my stories are exactly what they appear to be. More often than not, I usually use one thing to represent an idea about a totally different thing. In a style reminiscent of the religious works I draw so much inspiration from, such as the Book of the Dead, Dante's Inferno, Paradise Lost, and the world's most famous book, the Holy Bible. 2 Corinthians 4th chapter, the 16th through the 18th verses states, so we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light, momentary affliction is preparing us for an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. It is my wish that the allegorical style of my storytelling implores you to dig deeper and find the hidden meaning. After all, Aslan isn't just a lion, nor was Dobby just a house elf. Being informed by the past is very important to me. Mr. Rogers and Elmo may have taught millions of children how to tell time, but I use my writing to teach people how to read time. You see, all of the world's greatest literature has one thing in common. No matter the time period or genre, each classic has the same quality of timelessness, meaning that the same concepts and emotions can transcend the ages. Throughout the centuries, humans have been able to relate and empathize with the characters in well-loved stories. If literature can be seen as a reflection of the time in which it is written, the more books you read, the more you are able to identify patterns. Knowledge of the past helps us understand our present, and the knowledge we gain in the present will determine our future. Books are one of the greatest keys to discovering both the very best and the very worst of us. Books allow for deeper introspection, my dear Watson. Books unite all of us. And like the best pieces of art, each person could read the words upon a page and see them from a totally different point of view. Kind of like history itself. For centuries, Black, Indigenous, and other historically disenfranchised groups have protested and made things plain about their oppression. If we are to let the victors who transcribe history tell the tale, it would be wrong. One-sided, extremely biased. But writers are the truth tellers. Divinely inspired, even if most of us aren't aware of it, even fiction writers are the true recording of their times. You just have to be able to see past the surface and delve into the real story. She brings you good news, or haven't you heard? When she fell from the stars, a miracle occurred. One of the best loved stories of all times is The Wizard of Oz by Frank L. Baum and all of its offspring. I love the revisionist tales by Gregory Maguire, the movie Return to Oz starring Fairuza Balk as Dorothy. This 1985 sequel has the most magical assembly of characters, making it one of the best movie sequels of all time. The original movie, starring Judy Garland, someone whom racist white society let down, is my favorite, and a few times a year I'll make a really good snack and cuddle up on the couch with my dog and watch it. My dog loves Toto. The movie is so nostalgic for me and is a hero's journey filled with music, Technicolor, and some fabulous red shoes. But did you know that it has been surmised that The Wizard of Oz is an allegory for the church? You thought you were watching or reading one thing, and it turns out you were absorbing something else entirely. Inspired by LeVar Burton, Mr. Rogers, two of the greatest educators of all time in my eyes, I will use this show to teach you how to truly read, not just for entertainment, for enlightenment and understanding. Books have the power to change the world, and I am going to teach you how to wield your power. I am going to teach you how to figure out who the man is behind the curtain. For me, books have always been a safe haven, an escape from a chaotic world. Even though the genres and topic might be different, there is something familiar about a good piece of literature that immerses you in rich environments and realistic characters, whose voices you can hear as your brain translates the letters that are scanned by your retina. The greatest books can be lived in, and as our sweet voiced heroine from Oz proves, there is no place like home. Bye guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is my lip gloss from Melanin Scholars, and my t-shirt, sweatshirt actually, is a gift that I will shout out the vendor and designer in the comments. Bye!